question of the day.
Right.
Who is a bigger lame and more irrational for their hit? Draymond for punching Jordan Poole or Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock? Who looks bad more bad essentially?
That's an easy one. It's Will. Hands
You
down.
think so? Wow.
Absolutely.
Why?
Draymond wasn't in the wrong.
You think so? Wow.
No, Draymond wasn't in the wrong. Why was he in the wrong?
Why do you think Draymond was in the right?
He's the veteran of the team, isn't he?
Of course.
You know what I mean? So who does Jordan Poole think he is mouthing back off to him? You just got here, dude. You just got here.
I mean, but my opinion,
you gotta earn your stripes.
My opinion, I honestly think Draymond may look a little more bad. Here's
Really?
why. Here's why. I don't think Draymond did it for what you said. You're right. He's the vet. You know, he is the defensive anchor. He is the vocal, leader. However, it's because I don't think he went after Jordan Poole because he was the veteran and Jordan Poole's a young player. I honestly think he picked on him because he senses that the Warriors aren't going to extend him to the max. And he needed a guy to take his anger out on. And it's easy to take your anger out on one of the younger players. And number two, I think it's a violation because he did kind of sucker punch him. And let's be honest, Jordan Poole helped them out in the NBA Finals more than Draymond Green did. So,
Wait a minute.
So I don't like him doing that move. I think as a leader, I mean, you could get in a scuffle with teammates. That happens all the time. But this man punched him like he owed him rent. It was a sucker punch like he owed him, like it was a guy off the streets. I'm not rocking with it.
Wait a minute. I think we're going a little too deep here because at the end of the day, I highly doubt that the Warriors ain't gonna give him that extension.
You think they're maxing him?
I think it's highly possible.
I think it's possible if he plays well.
Just out of loyalty, I think it's highly possible.
Man, what that mean in 2022 in the NBA?
Yeah, but the Warriors have always showed that they're willing to be loyal to whoever's loyal to them. And let's not make a mistake here. It's not like he still doesn't get his job done. He still can pass the ball good. He still can play some good defense.
Yes.
So I think some type of deal will be worked out. I really do. I don't see him leaving because if he goes anywhere else, you know what I mean? What is he?
Well, he already planted. I don't know. I think right
Think
now.
About that though. What is he? If he goes anywhere else, what is he? Is he like he's been so highly successful because he has those two snipers?
Yeah. It's true. I think he's a little insecure. I wouldn't be shocked if Warriors found a way to keep him, maybe at something slightly under the max if he doesn't get greedy. Right. But I feel like based off how he's been talking, he feels owed the absolute max. And you're gonna have to pay sooner or later. You're gonna have to pay Kuminga. You're gonna have to pay Wiseman. You might have to pay Poole. Because, he did play very well for them. Again, better than Draymond did. But you might not. But the point is, I think Draymond's not confident that they would keep him because, they would have proposed the extension already. I think he's a little insecure about that.
I don't think that's why he hit the guy.
And I also think Draymond, I don't know if you noticed, but in a couple interviews, he planted the seeds because I think at this, let's be honest, he's about to be 34. Usually when a player's approaching that age and they got their rings, they're just thinking, I want all my money. I want as much money as possible. So I could see him going to his hometown like the Pistons. He's planted those seeds just to collect, or a desperate team like the Lakers just to collect. He's been planting seeds to try to get with LeBron a little bit too. So it's about collecting for him more than it is, I think, really about being a part of the championship culture because he got his rings.
Right, but two things. I don't think that's why he hit the guy. I think that little kid was talking a lot of shit. I don't think it had anything to do with, you know, his role on the Warriors or his contract with the Warriors, because all that is solidified. At the end of the day, he's part of the core. Like, you can't remove him from history. He's part of that core. That core works when it's Dre, Clay, Steph. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's why he hit the guy. I think that they got heated. He was talking a lot of smack. And if you look at the video, he did shove Draymond first.
No, he did. He did.
He did shove him first.
He did.
So at the end of the day, it's Draymond's role to get him in check. That's Draymond's role of the team, to get the team in check.
I'm not gonna go as far as to say that's the reason, but I think it's a little bit of bullying. But you think he would have punched a dude like that? Hold on, you think he would have punched a dude like that if it was a Jimmy Butler?
Yes.
Who was talking? No.
Yes.
You're lying out of your mind. If it was a Jimmy Butler, a Charles Oakley,
I think they're still
a Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, I think they're still.
You're giving Draymond too much credit.
Dave,
I think he did it because he knows he got that clout over him.
Dave, has that not been his role his whole career?
His role is to be the team enforcer against opposing teams. Your role's not to punch your own teammate.
Yeah, even on the team. Bro, on the team.
Nah.
Who's the one always getting in people's faces? Who's the one always talking smack to people?
That's different. That's different from sucker punching someone.
If it leads to that, it leads to that.
And yeah, Poole did push him, and this is the mistake on Poole. If you're gonna push him, you should expect anything could happen.
You gotta be ready.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, if you're gonna push someone, anything could happen. I'll say that.
Come on. And
at
the end of the day, Draymond probably punched him because he's like, yo, how dare you? You just got here. Don't push me. Don't talk smack to me. Yo, that wasn't Poole's place. That's discipline.
Word on the street. Word on the streets is what made Draymond snap. This is what they're saying is Jordan Poole said, you're triple single. The joke Shaq said, you're always getting singles like 7, 6, 7. Is that not true though, Sammy?
But Dave,
he's a triple single guy.
Even if it is
why you punch Shaq?
But even if it is true,
that's all I'm saying.
Nah, come on, man. Shaq retired. Come on.
But Jordan Poole's not the only player that be throwing that jab at Draymond.
Yeah, but yo,
come on, man. You're gonna punch him for that?
But
he could have said words.
Yes, because
he called LeBron a bitch in the 2015 finals. Did LeBron punch him?
LeBron, yeah. We all know LeBron.
We all know LeBron could have punched him.
But he's not punching nobody. It's LeBron James. He's not punching nobody.
Because he's smarter. He's not a hothead. Draymond's
too
too hot-headed. That's all I'm saying.
Dave,
I love Draymond.
The roles are different. It's the roles.
Oh my God.
LeBron James, you can't punch nobody. You the franchise of the team. You punch somebody and get suspended, you messed up the whole team. But Draymond, that's his role. It's his role. And here's the real problem. Jordan Poole, you just got here. Who are you to say he's triple single? What have you done?
But isn't he?
But what has Jordan Poole done to say that? If Steph says it, that's different. If Clay says
let's be honest.
Even if Iguodala says it and he never plays, that's different.
Let's be honest. This is fair or not. This is a what have you done for me lately league. And lately,
what has
Jordan Poole lately Jordan Poole was their third offensive option.
You had a hot couple months.
Nah, I gotta respect him for playing good in high leverage moments.
That's what I mean. But it was a hot couple months, bro. Let's see it in a full season.
There were so many games. I mean, let's see something from Draymond at all. other than
Draymond's
him
already
declining.
What do you mean? Draymond's already proved what he needed to prove.
Nah, again, what have you done lately? Yeah, other than Draymond declining lately, what has he really done?
Draymond didn't have a totally bad finals.
He didn't have a great finals. He had a good 6 and 7 when they already had the series won. But Jordan Poole did bail them out a lot when Clay was struggling, because Clay was still, up and down from his injury. Jordan Poole really helped them out. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But he should have been ready. He should have been ready after
he
shoved them.
Become a dynasty? Who helped them become a dynasty?
I don't even think that's relevant.
It is relevant.
No, it's not.
That's why you can't mouth off to me.
Why would Mr. Triple Single offend you so much if it wasn't true?
It's not. It's the placing, David.
No, I need an answer for that, bro. If it wasn't true,
it's because of who it's coming from.
No,
it's because of who it's coming from. I bet you if Steph said that, he's not doing that.
Well, and that goes back to my bigger point. He did it because he knows it's someone who's smaller and weaker than him. 2, somebody he's had a better NBA career than. He wouldn't do that to somebody who has more respect than him around the league, or who's known as a tough guy. That's why I don't like it. He would not do that to Jimmy Butler or Kevin Garnett.
Yes, he would.
He wouldn't.
Yes, he would, because he
wouldn't do it to Ben Wallace. Those types.
Yes, he's doing that all of those guys because it's his job to do that.
Wow,
that's his job on the team.
I'm shocked.
He's done it to everybody in the league. He's mouthed off and ran at anybody in the league.
Nah.
The problem is,
but I find it funny how you're saying mouth off and punch is the same thing. It's not. He's had chances to do that to LeBron. They've gotten heated moments.
Bro, yeah.
Why didn't you do it?
It's different on the court because
LeBron's stronger?
No.
LeBron has more clout?
No.
LeBron has a better career?
No, because LeBron is always going to have people breaking things up for him.
Oh, that's not why. Throw your punch.
LeBron is the type of guy who literally, like, come on now, it's LeBron James.
And the only time he did throw a punch at LeBron, is when he was doing a sneak shot and punched him in the nuts while he was laying on the floor. He did. Come on, man. I can't rock with that
because he was standing over him, Dave. He was standing over the man.
I love Draymond, but I do think this is an example of it was an easy way for him to look tough. It was just an easy way.
I'm not even a fan of Draymond, but at the end of the day, he's going to go down as one of the best enforcers.
One of the best defenders of his time.
Enforcer players in the league, he's going to go down as one of the best. So I think he took offense because of who it came from, Dave. Not because of you know what I mean, a stature of somebody or how somebody looks.
But who's the third best player on the Warriors lately?
It doesn't matter about lately.
It does matter about lately. Y'all just won a chip. Y'all are still on that championship high.
They won a chip not off of him.
Come on, man.
It was Steph.
Then Poole, then Clay.
It was Steph in the Celtics choking.
Let's keep Steph, it real. Poole. I agree, but we're talking about the Warriors roster. Who contributed? That's all I'm. It was Steph, Wiggins, then Poole. If we're being really fair.
Yeah, you can give Poole that.
He stepped up.
It was a short spurt. It's not like you ink yourself in.
All I'm saying is if you're Draymond,
ink yourself
that should earn some of your respect.
No.
This guy, he was in the trenches with you.
No.
He went to war with you in the finals.
No, that don't mean
and
shit.
He didn't mess anything up.
You got to do more.
You got to do more. See, that's why I disagree, because Draymond, although he's great, I don't think he got it like that to say you got to do more right now.
Yes, he does, because, Dave, what are you talking about? This guy was winning with them for a whole stint, Dave.
That's easy.
It's not easy.
It is easy.
Those Cleveland Rangers.
Draymond has an easy role.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
That's one thing
in that system, he has an easy role.
That's not true because
he does, bro.
The top defender, Dave.
Yeah. You better play defense because you can't shoot and play offense.
Yeah, but he's
very good at it.
Bro, he's their top defender. He's been their top passer for a minute.
That's easy. That's the easy part.
That's not easy, Dave.
Finding Clay and Steph who could shoot from anywhere, that's easy.
Right, and getting them the ball in their right positions, in their right spots.
There is no wrong position with those guys.
And then on the other end, you got assignments like prime LeBron James.
He don't be guarding LeBron the entire game.
He does a lot of the times. Why do you think they got into that peak? What are you talking about?
He switches on and off. A lot of
the times. Who else was guarding him? It was him and it was Iggy. They were going back and
Clay
forth.
Switches a lot of possessions.
Clay takes him a small percentage of the time. Because Clay,
he probably takes him more than Dre.
No way.
Back in when they were going at it.
Clay don't even have the body to guard LeBron.
Wow. Dre does?
Yeah. That beefy body, yes.
He's all fat and short.
Yes. That's perfect for LeBron. Perfect.
I don't know, man. I think Dre goes out sadder than Will here.
Nah, I don't. Will, come on, Will. and here's what makes it even worse on Will. You did it over a woman. At least that's the man's situation.
You got a point there.
Think about it.
A woman that's been causing mad drama to your family.
You did it. You did it over a woman, man. Like you automatically take the L for that. And it was a joke at that. It's not even like he called her a cuss word or something like that.
But Jordan Poole, but again, Jordan Poole I'm sure Jordan Poole and the rest of I'm sure the whole Warriors locker room, the whole NBA talks bigger smack in practices. I'm sure Jordan Poole and Draymond talk smack to each other all the time. Why today? That's all I'm saying. I'm sure they do it. That's part of the NBA. Like, they all talk smack.
But that's the thing. We need to figure out how it even started in order for us to make that assessment.
That's where I'm at. They all talk smack to each other in scrimmage.
But at the end of the day, like I said, David, it's the placement. It's the placement of who you are.
So you might as well say every first, second, third year player can't talk trash.
You can't in a way, in a certain type of way. You can't.
That doesn't. That's a new NBA for me. Then
no.
The NBA I know is if you.
Why do you think Jordan punched Kerr? It was the same.
It wasn't the same reason.
Yes, it was. Go back and watch The Last Dance. He said they came in there joking around, taking everything not serious, in the practice and stuff. And then Jordan got amped and started talking smack. Steve started talking smack back, and he let off on him because you just got here.
That's different.
Who do you think you are? Kobe has done this countless times to Luke Walton and those dudes when they just showed up. I'm telling you, you got to earn that, dude. You can't just come into those locker rooms and think you can just do whatever you want. You earn it, and then they respect you. I'm telling you. I've heard countless stories.
I'm not comparing Dre to Jordan's thing. I don't think they were the same.
Why not?
I just don't.
Why not? Because he's Draymond Green and he's not Michael Jordan? Is that why?
Because I think I would lean more towards Draymond being a little more justified if you weren't going down at such a fast rate. If you were, but you just look a little sensitive, bro. At the end of the day. You done seen it all, bro. You're Draymond Green. You take trash talk as much as you dish it out. Learn how to take it as much as you could give it. That's what sports is about. I'm going to take it, but I'm going to give it 10 times harder, but I can take it. Come on, man. You can't take it?
I'm taking it from the guys that put the
In fact, because he's so young, you should take him less seriously.
No.
Come on, bro.
That's not how it works, Dave.
Mr. Triple Single.
Dave, Dave, that's not how it works. I'm taking it from the guys who put the same big bulk of work in that I put. I'll take it from y'all. I'm not taking it from you.
How can someone put in work? How can someone put work in like you when it's not his fault that he's just really getting into the Warriors?
All right, so learn.
But up until this point, if we're judging them off what up to this point,
there's no up until this point. It's
how's there not up to this point? We can't judge people's basketball now.
You can, but you gotta judge it in the same way that Draymond is, and before you can go off, mouthing off. That's it. What's that word?
That's corny to me. That's like hip hop beef saying you can't talk about certain shit. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, it's not.
You gotta be able. If you're going to trash talk, you can't control what comes out of people's mouth. I can't talk trash to you and then say, oh, because you're younger than me, you have to tiptoe around certain topics. No, I gotta take anything. I gotta take it.
That's not what it is. Hey,
come on. Black people should have been 10 times more outraged at being betrayed by Black Lives Matter.
They should have.
It's like we always want to be so forgiving to the bigger offense.
Yeah. And they'll turn the blind eye to what happened before. And it's never really what the first shot that rings it off. It's always that second one. That's what Black people's problem is. Handle it on the first shot.
Yeah.
like let's go.
Handle it at the root of the issue.
Like they wait for somebody who's obviously worth billions of dollars and just because he's in the news pretty much every week now. We could pump up and we got the energy and let's march for this and let's social media this. Like, come on now. Like, you guys were accepting him a long time ago. And he was making crazy statements even then. Remember when he said slavery's a choice?
Yeah, that's just as worse, honestly.
And you guys forgave him.
And y'all will bump his album.
They forgave him already for that. They forgave him already for that when they should have kept the same energy all these years after.
Well, he pissed off mad heads. He pissed off Meek Mill. Meek Mill was tweeting at him. P. Diddy tweeting at him. My thing is,
y'all just gonna hop in the studio with him again.
That's what I was. That's what I'm. Why do all of this if you're really not going to disconnect from the person? I just think again, it's not justified, but
like really,
why do that if you're not gonna actually do something about it?
Like if you're just gonna hop in the studio with him again, we don't want to hear it really. We're not trying to hear it. Unless you can actually keep the same energy and alienate him.
Real talk. I want to transition into this. It seems like, although I'm not one to get I'm not like most people. I'm not, obviously I got to keep my eyes on topics and headlines, but I'm not into the celebrity personal lives a lot. But lately, there's been a small handful of celebrities that it seems like that I got a divorce or are filing for divorce. Tom Brady and his wife, apparently it seems like the main reason is because he said he would retire, but he didn't. And his wife says he's acting brand new since they moved to Florida. And, it sounds like he just wants more time to spend with them. That's a divorce type situation. Sister, you remember Tia Mowry from Disney show. Her husband and her are all over all these Black love shows and talking about how they love and they love compromise, saying all the right things, and then out of nowhere, they were supposed to be one of those role model couples. She's filing for divorce. I think there was a third one, but I'm forgetting who. The point is, it seems like I saw a joke that divorce happens in threes, but with celebrities. But The point is, it got me thinking. Is marriage, are we at the point in 2022 where we're at the opposite extreme? The old extreme was stay no matter what for your family, right? Learn to be committed and stay through adversity. But to me, it almost feels like we're at the opposite time of it, meaning leave and divorce at the slight of anything that makes you feel a type of way. Leave as soon as, or leave as soon as you think you got something better, or leave as soon as you think you got a better life. You think we're at that point? Because I'm gonna be real, I'm in none of their businesses, but the especially the Tia Mowry Corey situation, it just seems like she's leaving for no real reason. It doesn't seem like it was a cheating thing because they didn't really say it was. TMZ would have been all over that. It wasn't a abuse thing. So it seems like we're at the point almost like any little thing that pisses someone off, the marriage and the kids don't matter. What do you got to say about that?
And I mean, it just goes back to the money life, I think. I mean, no, seriously. I mean, it's already hard as hell to maintain a marriage as a normal person.
Yeah.
But when you're in that stature, imagine how hard it really is. It's probably like
in what way?
100 times harder. I mean, think about it. A woman is obviously gonna want a whole bunch of things,
right,
from you. You know what I mean? Attention, time, different types of things like that. And then, like in Tom Brady's case, right?
Right.
She's literally saying that she wants him home. She wants him with the kids. She wants him to be the family dad now, right?
Right.
And then you got somebody who's like, nah, I can still go. I got juice in me still. You know what I mean? But women have to find a way. Like they gotta find something. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. It's just their nature. Like they have to find something.
Yeah.
It can't be money.
Meaning they have to find the issue that justifies leaving.
It's not even just that justifies leaving. I mean, they gotta find something to not sit right, bro. Because they think they're trying to, you know what I mean? They think that no, you'll be better off this way. Because
I see that.
Because they already have their whole fantasy portrait painted out.
I see that. There's some truth to that. But I also, in her case, I kind of feel her. I feel a little bit in Tom Brady's case a little more. I don't really understand to Tia's case. I feel his wife because it's like, think about it. This man's been going maybe 20 plus years at a highest level, and you're cool with that because you want him to be great, you want him to be the GOAT. And then he gets your hopes up that he's gonna retire, and he could easily retire. The Fox offered him the highest sports broadcaster contract ever just to talk football. I think it was close to $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken. Right. So you could have chilled, took that broadcasting gig, have more time at home, but you changed your mind at the last minute. Right. I feel the frustration. I don't know if it's worth the divorce. That's not up to me, of course, but I feel that. I would be frustrated.
No, yeah, she look.
You got her hopes up a little bit.
I'm not saying she doesn't have a good point in her complaint or in the reported complaint, but listen, in somebody who's like a competitive ass person like that. That switch is never gonna get turned off easy.
Yeah.
And she should have already known that.
Yeah, that's
way,
true.
way back then.
That's true.
Like, it's not like you just got with the guy. Like, you've been with this guy for pretty much almost his whole career. So, you know what I mean? I could understand your complaint, but is now really the time to leave?
Yeah. Yeah. I see that. I mean, even though he changed his mind, she could be telling, I mean, she should be giving herself the bright side, even though he's still playing. He's still closer to the end than he's ever been.
Right.
So,
At any moment.
yeah, at any moment, this point.
So that's what I mean when I say they gotta find something
It's true.
that's not complete.
They're good at finding something, some sort of chaos to challenge themselves and feel like they gotta repair or nag a little into.
They gotta find something that's not complete. It's like that saying when you look at a glass half full or something.
Yeah, glass half empty. They always gotta see the glass half empty sometimes.
Like it's like it's kind of in their nature, because it's like really, is this the time for this? I don't think this is the time for this. But like, if anything, this should have happened maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Like, if you were really that sick of the lifestyle.
My thing is, it's just crazy because it's like, obviously she's a supermodel with her own money, but it's like you're with one of the most rarest forms of greatness on the planet. Like, that's what scares me about these celebrity women, especially. It's like you're with one of the rarest forms of greatness and clout and ability on the planet, and it's that easy for you to just go and file. That's a little scary too.
But my thing is, she should.
But I feel why she's frustrated.
She should have known, like you said, the rarest form of greatness. She should have known that this switch was not going to go off easy.
Yeah, it's never easy to just walk away.
You should have known. Like, you should have known. Like, I get it. You could want him to, you know what I mean, be the family man now, feel like, you know, he's already done enough damage to his body. I get her side too, but it's like, man, like, you know, like, when someone's used to this year in, year out for 2 decades of their life.
Yeah.
That's not something.
You're not just walking away.
That's not something, you could just say adios, like sayonara, like I'm gonna juice this until I feel like I can't juice it no more.
Nah, that's facts. I think 2 things could be true. She has a right to be frustrated and make her decisions, but at the same time, she should have studied her man long enough to know it ain't gonna be easy. He loves this sport. This sport's his life. You should know it's not that simple. Like, at the same time,
it's not easy. It's like a drug.
It is. It really is, though.
It's like,
especially when you're great.
Like, bro, it's a drug for those dudes. How do you think they got to that greatness? It's a drug.
They're addicted to competing and getting better.
Like, it's a serial killer mindset, like, literally. And maybe, I think, and to be honest, I think he was honestly at a point where maybe he didn't even care anymore. Because he knew. Yeah, because he knew making this. I think he knew making this decision would shake shit up. I think he knew. Yeah, because even before the season, we were hearing, no, she wants him at home. No, she wants him to retire. That's why he did the whole thing. Like, yo, I'm retiring finally.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he probably knew what the risk that could have came with it, and didn't care.
He knew.
Well, we'll see what happens. It looks like it's as good as over. They're on that path, but let's transition into Extreme Rules. What's usually a very BC level pay-per-view, I thought was a very fun to watch, especially the ending. We'll talk about that in a sec, but What do you think about Extreme Rules? What were some highlights for you?
Man, it was all right. It was all right. Looking at the card, I didn't really have my expectations so high, because they didn't really get the chance to work with a lot in terms of talent. You see what I mean? Like a lot of talent is missing.
Yeah.
From this Extreme Rules card. So it was all right. I really, even though I talked a lot of trash about Judgment Day, that was a good match.
They told a really good story. That
match.
It was a really good story.
It was a good match, and the tag team match was a good match.
What Sheamus's crew versus Walter's crew?
Yes, yeah,
bro. They go on.
That was a good match. Even the bloodline thing was all right. I just feel like, man, they wasn't working with enough, to make it actually something that we can remember. You see what I mean? But it was all right for what they had.
Well, I know this for a fact. I know. Again, I don't want to come up here and try to make this constantly a Vince versus Triple H comparison, but again, I gotta analyze. This I know for a fact. This Extreme Rules is better than last year's Extreme Rules. And Extreme Rules, I didn't really have expectations either because it's Extreme Rules. It's not usually a monumental moments happen, but I gotta say it was a solid. I'm not gonna say great, but very fun to watch. Very solid card. I thought the highlights. Seth Rollins and Riddle did a hell of a main event. I think that was great. Believe it or not, I think they overachieved because they had toys to play with. I thought Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan told a hell of a story. I thought I liked Ronda getting the championship back. I thought they had a really good match with some really good spots. I think that's the best Liv Morgan has looked. And I give her props. She's improving, but they knew they knew the sympathy run couldn't last long anymore. So they knew that it couldn't last long. The underdog, he tapped out, but Ronda Rousey's shoulders got pinned. They were giving her fluke wins. And you could only create so much fluke wins for someone who's not fully.
I'm glad they ended that though. Because we need to bring the heavy hitter divas back. Right.
We're getting closer to Survivor Series.
Even the whole Bayley thing, I think that flopped. You know what I mean? I think it flopped.
Bayley versus Bianca, the match?
No, the crew in general.
I think the crew has momentum, but the crew isn't drawing heat like they're supposed to. They're not. They're not. If you really listen to that audience, I don't hear a lot of heat.
Bayley was much better by herself. I don't think she.
Bayley's really good, yeah. But when Bayley's by herself, she gets the heat. But as a unit, I'm not seeing the heat. And a part of that, I'm not trying to take shots. I'm not trying to sound like you. A part of that is to her partners English isn't their first language.
They're Asian.
Only one of them's Asian, man. He said they're Asian.
You can say it. How are they supposed to help with the heat?
Nah. Only one of them's Japanese. I think Dakota Kai's from Wales.
Why would they even pick those type of people?
Because Triple H has really strong relationships with those two talents.
You gotta pick people that.
I think that's mostly the reason why. To be honest,
it is mostly the reason why.
Because Triple H has superstars that he trusts and likes that are foreign. He tries to spread it internationally.
You can trust them in the ring.
Yeah. They're talented. They're really talented in the ring.
You can trust them in the ring, but you can't trust them outside of it.
You can't trust them to tell stories on the mic. Like, they're not the greatest talkers. I'm not trying to take shots at nobody's nationality, but or ethnicity. I respect everyone, but when it's a barrier, it holds you back a little bit.
And it can't
just
help.
does.
It doesn't help her gain heat.
It doesn't. Bailey's doing too much of the heavy lifting. That's the problem. But I thought it was a highlight. I thought her and Bianca Belair had the solid ladder match. I really thought the real highlight for me was Ronda Liv Morgan. I thought the way they were using weapons and telling the story, it was pretty good. I gotta give Liv Morgan props. She held her part of the bargain. Seth Rollins Riddle, the fight pit. I like that Riddle has his own kind of MMA style match. You can only win by knockout or submission. There was no ring ropes. It's original. It's original.
Here's the problem with that, though. Here's the issue, right? I like the match. I like the concept of the match. I just don't think that those two guys were the perfect tandem to fight that match.
Yeah, they probably weren't the perfect pairing to introduce the match.
No.
Yeah.
Because Seth's not.
It would have made more sense if you were somehow introducing it with like a Lashley and Lesnar or a Riddle and Lesnar. I'm not saying Riddle could hang with Lesnar, but it would tell a better story. Like
because those guys can make the shooting look way better. Like they can make actual UFC things happen in there. That I think that was the problem with the match. I didn't have a problem with the match. I just felt like you guys basically was doing what you was doing before.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Like the fight they had before. Remember the fight they had at the last pay-per-view?
Yeah.
It was good like that.
Yeah.
But you're doing it now in a UFC type of concept. It doesn't match.
Yeah. I see that what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with that. The match executed great, but the pairing, if you had two people with legit backgrounds, it would have hit harder. It would have been better.
10 times.
Even if it was like a Ken Shamrock, Brock Lesnar, or if he still could go.
That's something I would want to see Bobby Lashley in or somebody like that. I don't think that fits Seth.
No, I hear you. I hear that. He did the best he could with it and obviously made it work, but it doesn't fit Seth like that. But I think for a pay-per-view that didn't have Reigns, that didn't have Randy, that didn't have Becky Lynch, that didn't have Cody, again, they did really solid stuff, and I can't say anything was awful. The Bray Wyatt return was the highlight of the night, of course. I'm glad to see him back.
Why they made him return like that, though? To do nothing? Why did they do that?
It was a cliffhanger. Have him come, show up, and then go off the air and get people wondering to tune into Raw to see what might happen. It's a cliffhanger.
And is he back to the swamps?
That's what I was wondering. It looked to me, the feeling I was getting is that
he's back.
It looks like he's back to more of the. I don't know. It looks like it might be a brand new version of him, but it looks like it's closer to the cult leader, the swamp one.
Yeah, the swamp character.
It looked closer to that.
I think he's back. I wonder
if he's gonna switch gimmicks and characters depending on the feud. I think that would be cool because I still think there's money in the Fiend showing up on occasion. I hope they don't ignore the Fiend completely, but it looks like he is going more back to the cult. And I have to wonder, do you think he's gonna make a new cult like it? Maybe not the Wyatt family, but give him a different name and reinvent it a little bit. I wonder if we're doing that.
You want to know something?
Factions are kind of back.
You want to know something? I hope they can put something like that together again because I think that's him at his strongest.
Yeah, that is when he was thriving.
When you could give him a microphone. I didn't.
Yeah.
The Fiend was good to me at first, but as it kept going on, I didn't think it topped what he did as the swamp character as it kept going on.
That's tough. That's tough, dog.
I didn't think he topped.
That's tough. Because the Fiend was creative, arguably as creative, like the concept of it.
I don't even think so. I don't think
It's
so.
as creative.
I don't
But you
think
might
so.
be right. You might be right.
Because he's the best when he can cut a promo.
Remember how we were talking about on the last episode of Kevin Owens, the best pure talker?
He's actually one of the
This
best.
this guy's the one who's going to compete with them now, and that he's back. Those are the two best pure talkers.
He's actually one of the best on the roster at it. So
he's an ill pure talker. Yeah, I agree.
I don't,
and when he was the cult, that's when he had his most memorable moments against Daniel Bryan, trying to recruit him in the Wyatt, against Cena at WrestleMania, against Kane in the Inferno match. He did have his most memorable moments as the Wyatts.
He didn't talk
against the Shield.
I'm telling you, I don't think he topped anything, because when he had the microphone mixed with the creepy stuff, I think that was him at his strongest. So if he can bring that back, why not? That's just gonna shake things up. I think that puts him in that elite cut category all over again.
Yeah, this was a great move, man. This was a great move for a roster that's hurt with injury, for a roster that got so many releases over the last year or two. He was the only one. Again, I'll sound like a broken record, but I will emphasize it. He was the only one. Him and Karrion Kross were the only ones I really looked at like, why did Vince do this? Why couldn't they at least come to some sort of compromise? What didn't work out? They were the only ones I really felt like you cut the legs under them when they have value. I know they have value, and it's good to see them thrive. And that we left that out. Karrion Kross beat he was fucking up Drew McIntyre, but he won dirty. But that was a great performance in its own right too, in the strap match.
I like how he picked up the victory.
He fucked him up.
I like how he picked up the victory. And they could build on this, man. I say,
Karrion Kross is that he's a real badass. Yo, I was in the arena Friday night when Karrion Kross comes in, man. Like there's a presence, there's a vibe, bro. That comes over the arena. Seriously, Karrion Kross does his thing. I don't understand. Again, I don't understand what Vince was thinking, jobbing him out to Jeff Hardy this first night.
It didn't make any
sense. Why were you trying? Were you trying to bury him?
It didn't make.
What did he do?
It didn't make sense to me. Yes. As soon as I seen
how can someone so genius do something like that? Triple H is already has him light years ahead of to what Vince was doing with them, bro.
It didn't make any sense to me. Like I thought maybe I was starting to think maybe Vince wasn't in the building that day.
Seriously, what like?
Because why are you gonna give him a good entrance?
That entrance is fire.
You're gonna give him a good introduction. You're gonna give him a manager, and then you're just gonna make him lose his first night.
Yeah, that's never a way to build somebody. That's never a way to get someone.
I didn't get what was going on there.
That's one thing that makes me question if Vince's age has made him lose his mind. Seriously, because that Karrion Kross is the type of guy. His attributes, it's a layup how to book him. It's a layup booking that guy, bro. 6'4", 265, tattoos, got a mean look. He has that intensity. He has like a Goldberg-like intensity. He got the facial expressions. Like he could talk. He talks better than I thought he could. Honestly, I'm hearing him talking these vignettes and promos. He can talk. I'm not saying this is who he is, but the way he talks on the mic and his cadence and rhythm on the mic, it kind of reminds me a little how Kane's ability on the microphone. Like they're sinister and they don't play.
I say keep feeding them opponents.
Yeah.
That's what I would
keep doing what you're doing with this Drew McIntyre stuff.
So at least heading into next year, we could possibly have another name to put in the title mix.
I honestly think if they get to Royal Rumble and they need an opponent. It could easily make sense and be Roman versus Drew versus Karrion. It could be that.
Yeah. I would like something like that.
It really can be that.
Yeah.
The way though, and it makes the most sense right now.
Yeah. A multi-man match makes the most sense for their next thing. I think it has to be. At this point, it has to be. Not one man is gonna make me feel like the title is in threatening position and threatening jeopardy. I would like Karrion. I would like Kevin Owens.
That'd be really cool.
I would like Seth Rollins in the mix or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Seth, or even I'll take even Drew, Roman, and Seth. Something around that lines, like
maybe not Drew.
Lashley, Seth, Roman. I'll even take something like that. But I don't know. Although obviously Roman went through a lot of people. At least we have people on a path of building themselves up and moving up. Braun Strowman is moving up. When I was at SmackDown, he got some great reactions. He's getting his. I know he just got back, but he is getting his 2018-17 reactions. Like people are eating it up, bro. Braun Strowman's building himself up. We got Wyatt, who's gonna obviously build himself back up. Karrion Kross is doing what he's supposed to do. So at least we have people moving forward as we wait for Cody, as we wait for other things to fall into place. I see that there's at least people that are fresh and they could tell a good story at least.
Combine them.
Yeah.
Combine them. That's the best way to do it at this point. Combine them. Make some type of combination. We gotta get something different going into WrestleMania. You know, make it feel like Roman is really in jeopardy. They got to do something to make us feel that way.
I want to go. I agree because we're gonna need. I mean, after the Logan Paul Saudi Arabia thing, we already know what that is. That's for get new eyes on the product, get a crossover match. But after that, Survivor Series. Who knows who it's gonna be? I think they're likely gonna do War Games. That's another thing. Triple H is doing War Games with Survivor Series. That's pretty lit.
I've seen that. Yep.
I'm guessing Roman and the Bloodline are gonna do a crew match, and he probably won't need to even defend it. So they might have another month to stall building someone. Okay. So pretty much by December or Royal Rumble, we'll have to see who's hot enough to either get a multi-man or a one-on-one.
And I'm okay with that too.
No, I'm okay with that. War Games is about gang warfare, so he doesn't technically need to defend the title.
He doesn't need to defend nothing. Do something to help out the new kid.
Yeah. And whoever's the opposite crew that beats them, they could beat them without it looking bad because it wasn't a one-on-one with anybody. They could beat the crew. But wow, War Games, we never seen it on NXT was doing it, but we never seen it on WWE. Yeah. This is again a Triple H move that's really good.
And that helps out the 5-on-5 or 6-on-6.
That makes Survivor Series feel special again. For a while, it didn't feel special.
Yeah, the 6-on-6 traditional was starting to wear off.
Yeah,
it was.
So we needed something.
Because it was at a point in time where they really wasn't fighting for nothing big time.
Yeah, they make up things like they're fighting for brand supremacy. Nobody cares about that. They're fighting for bragging rights.
They kept doing the same thing over and over. They made somebody come and then jump the other side on the other show.
Yeah. And you can't do that at this point.
Like after ECW did it, no one did it like ECW. It wasn't the same anymore, to be real.
Yeah, I
agree.
Like
that was the last time it was actually something good when it was Raw versus SmackDown versus CCW.
Yeah, that was lit. That was lit. Yeah,
That was the last time.
yeah. That's when ECW was being respected as a brand in 06, 07, 08.
Yeah. And then they tried to ramp it up again, when they did that thing with Cena, Triple H, Kurt Angle,
That was the last good year we had.
Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
They tried to ramp it up again, but like again, the story didn't mean like it didn't seem like they were fighting for something serious.
Yeah.
That was the issue.
Yeah.
Like now we need something like that.
I agree. And I gotta go for Solo Sikoa, the Usos' younger brother. I gotta tell you, he might be becoming my favorite in the crew outside of Roman Reigns because he has a certain it factor to him. I see why he's the enforcer of the group. If you look at his mannerisms and his footwork and his style, he's like a blend of Umaga and Rikishi. I see the little throwback that he has in him. That I think that's pretty cool about him. And the story they're telling with Sami Zayn, overstaying his welcome, and they're using him, and Jey Uso doesn't like him and won't accept them, and then Jimmy Uso is just the yes man that goes at everything. Everybody has their own identity now. They're not just riding Roman's coattails. I like that everybody's developing their character in that group. That group is clicking on all cylinders.
I like it. Yeah, it's definitely the best faction we've seen in a long time. Because
better than the Shield. I know it's tougher than people think. I think it's arguable.
Well, the Shield, it's hard for me to.
It's hard because it was three people. It's hard.
It's hard for me to even consider them a real faction.
You don't consider them a faction?
I don't consider them.
Nah, they're a faction, yo.
Nah, I don't really.
I think three people and up is a faction.
Nah, I don't really think so.
You don't think New Day's a faction?
No, I think it's its own category. That 3-man stuff, I think that's its own category.
That's interesting.
I consider the groups, the actual groups, factions. You know what I mean? Groups where you could see, everybody get a title.
Yeah, tag team mid card, world title.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if you don't have something where everybody could get a title, I don't really consider you a faction.
I understand what you mean though, but I consider the Shield a faction, a crew.
You know what I mean? But if you want to count them, I don't think you can beat the Shield. But
that's tough, man. It's tough.
I don't think they can. But this is the best thing I've seen in a long time.
This is really good.
I haven't seen somebody run. I haven't seen a group run a whole show like this since when? It's been forever. And they're doing it gracefully.
And they're doing it with everybody contributing, everybody getting better, everybody getting more relevant.
They have the perfect main eventer. They have the perfect tag team guys. They got the perfect new blood.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I think this is probably the best. You know what I mean? And if we're talking about that situation where everybody can get a title, I think this is the best we've seen in a long ass time. A long ass time. I can't even think of another crew that's been on this level.
Real talk. I can't think of the last time.
Probably since Ruthless Aggression.
Maybe since Evolution. If we might have to go that far.
No, seriously. Like since Ruthless Aggression, I don't think I've seen a format
that we're putting in work like this.
I haven't seen this format work so good since that. And I like how they're doing it. I hope they end it gracefully and with care. That's all I can.
Nah, you're right. The finale has to be it has to be one of the craziest finales in wrestling history. No exaggeration, because of all the investment into it. It is crazy because it's like when I'm in the arena SmackDown, like first of all, one thing I gotta give props to you. The audience doesn't want to cheer Logan Paul at all. They were eating him alive. The guy sitting next to me was eating him alive. The whole arena. They want to boo him. They have to after this match. They have to flip Logan fast, man, and make money off him being bad.
Did you watch the segment? It was terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible because of that. Because they don't want to cheer for this man. He doesn't know how to get people to cheer for him because he's a natural bad guy.
His comebacks were awful.
Yeah, they were.
One-on-ones were awful. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be able to hang with Roman this way.
Yeah.
Roman has to be the good guy.
I know. And that's not what they want right now. That's why it's bad.
That's why they should have waited. Like, I would have waited for this.
The crowd was eating them alive. Logan, you fucking suck! This guy, bro, every time he was about to talk, Logan sucks, bro. And they were doing it on purpose. This is what I hate about some of the fans. I'm like, bro, he's supposed to be the good guy, dog. But we're supposed to be booing Roman out here, bro.
It's not their fault. They've been booing him for years.
I know that. And he's so good at getting people to want to hate.
Yeah, like he's been like this since the boxing time. So now you're telling us we gotta like him? No way.
I ain't never seen so much grown men. That's the thing, dog. The bloodline's on fire, man. I have not seen that much grown men get that excited for an act in the wild, bro. The dude's like, bloodline, our bloodline was coming. I had to be here. He's standing up in front of bro. The ovation and when the pyro goes off, this dude has like pyro at like 3 different points in his entrance, bro. It's just crazy, man. Their entrance it's like a mafia. It's really it's something to be in awe about, yo. It's crazy.
Oh, it really is. It really is.
And the crazy part is, even when Roman doesn't come out, this is the power of Roman. He almost got his reaction to carry over into every one of them. When Solo Sikoa is fighting Ricochet, he's getting at Roman level heat just because of his association with Roman being out there by himself. When Sami Zayn comes out, people are cheering him because of what he's doing in the bloodline. He's raising everyone's reaction to what it was, even when he's not with them. That's the crazy part that I was observing, man. The Usos, they get heat like Roman's in there with them all the time, even when he's not there. It's everybody's evolving and improving, but the crew is telling great stories, man. That's why I compare them to the Shield, because I know the Shield created stars, but I don't know if the Shield told stories this way amongst each other. They didn't tell stories though with such attention to detail.
No, they did.
Not like this. Heyman and Roman pay attention to every little detail, bro.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing right there. This is exactly why I don't consider the Shield a real faction.
Nah, I hear you.
Because these guys just got so many different layers, bro.
They do, though.
Like
it's crazy.
You got the Heyman factor.
That's a factor we haven't even unpacked fully yet.
Bro, because he doesn't, and that's the great thing about this factor. He don't even really gotta do shit.
He doesn't. He just does it because he can.
All he has to do most of the time is just look a certain way, give a certain facial.
His expressions are the best, yo.
Look at Roman a certain way. Like, that's all he be doing most of the time.
This dude idolizes him, bro.
Like, bro, you got this dude, you got Roman's factor, and Roman's clicking on the mic now, and he's a beast on the mic now, and now you got the Usos. Like,
the Usos can talk trash too. Like they're
tag team. They're like a traditional perfect tag team.
Quintessential tag team, yo.
And now you got Sami Zayn who could talk his ass off too. Yeah. Like, this is a real faction. Like, this is what a real faction is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Not that 3-man shit they was doing a couple years ago.
Yeah, they got. It seemed like in that phase, all they would do is 3 people. They wouldn't really do more than that.
I didn't really understand it, but even though some of them got to work, like New Day and Shield, and some of them pulled it off, but this is what a real faction is supposed to look like. Like this reminds me of Evolution. This reminds me of the McMahon Helmsley thing. Like
reminds
this,
me of those Nation of Domination factions.
Yeah, like this reminds me of those type of times. Like this is something real. Like this is a blueprint, and I hope we get more of this.
No, I see factions coming up, but that we got you know, you might not be familiar with them. They just came from NXT. Zelina Vega just came with Santos Escobar and his crew. I've watched a lot of them in NXT, and I could honestly say they might finally have their new Mexican star. I think he's going to bring a lot of the table. They got they got 3 guys, but they got a woman as a manager, so I could call them a faction. And she's a hell of a mouthpiece. I think she doesn't get credit for that, but they got Sheamus's crew. I know it's 3 guys. You know what? I do consider 3 guys a crew, because what Sheamus and Gunther are doing, they're having gang warfare.
I don't consider.
What do you call what they're doing? It's basically gang versus gang, yo.
I think it's a team.
It's a team.
You can call 3 guys a team, but like if you don't look like a gang, I can't call you a group. I can't call you a faction.
No.
3 guys doesn't look like a gang to me.
I hear you.
Like I respect you for calling it a faction, but it's like I don't know if I can do it. But I like the Sheamus thing. I like those.
Bro.
I like those dudes.
They beat the shit out of each other.
I like
on
those
Friday.
Yo, their matches, they've been having at least second.
You have a phrase that when Brock Lesnar comes, it's as real as it can get. Sheamus and Gunther, it's as real as it can get. They are beating the shit out of each other. But you can hear some of the blows in the arena. Sheamus some shit. Oh man, there's certain times where the crowd it just needs a certain result. Sheamus should have won that, man. The crowd was feeling it for him. Sheamus should have won his first Intercontinental Champion. Come on, man. I'm not mad at Gunther. Gunther's one of the ones, bro. This dude's a monster. But
I say keep it on him for a long time.
I wouldn't even be mad if Gunther holds the IC title with how Reigns is holding the world title, the somewhat similar length.
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, a year and some change.
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't hate it, because that's how good he's been. But man, Sheamus had him. Sheamus had him, man. If you saw it, Sheamus had him, bro.
I love me some Shane.
Sheamus is too underrated, man. It's time for that man to get his respect, bro.
I love me some Shane, but these new dudes, man, these new guys, Gunther and the other cat.
You see his chops,
dude. They can be something, bro.
I think out of the newer people, they're doing the most consistent. They're probably the most consistent out of people Triple H has brought back so far.
Yeah, they're the best mid-carders.
I haven't cared about the Intercontinental Championship like this in forever.
They're the best mid-carders. I gotta give it to them. Right now, that Gunther kid, he's the best. He's the best mid-carder.
And the crazy part about him, I think he's only 6'5", even though 6'5" is pretty tall. But to me, when I watch him, he's a tall 6'5". He looks like he could pass for a 6'7", 6'8". He looks like a big man to me. I don't know if he looks like that to you. He looks like a big man. Like he's a long, tall, big 6'5".
He got that old school tough guy body.
Yeah. Honestly, the cool thing about him is his style and the gimmick. I could see it translating in every era. I could totally see Gunther in the Hogan era being that foreigner.
He would have been perfect in that era.
That's what I'm saying. I could totally see him in the Ruthless Aggression being a monster going after Cena. I see he applies to any era. And the gimmick is about restoring seriousness and sacredness into wrestling. That's what he's about. This is a sacred sport. I love that he says that.
I love that. Yeah, I love that shit.
I love that he says that. He'd be like, you're disgracing this sacred sport, bro. Yeah. It's a sacred sport, bro. Yeah, treat it like it's serious, bro.
Yeah, yep. I love, dude.
I like Gunther, man.
I think he's the best mid-carder right now. Out of all the mid-carders, man. I think if there's anybody I can see get into that next tier, it's Gunther.
Man, bro. And I gotta give him that. Sheamus beat the hell out of him, but he be beating the hell out of Sheamus right back, bro. Those are the best matches, bro.
Yeah.
You make it a fight.
He knows how to potato him back.
Yeah, he know, bro. He potatoes the hell out of him.
And dude, I'm telling you, like right when he drops this title, I can see him moving to the next class.
Nah, I think put it like this. I think you know how in the draft in drafts in NBA drafts they talk about which prospect is more ready, the closest stardom ready. He's probably the closest star ready because he knows who he is. He knows who his character is. He knows how to look the part. He knows how to talk the part. And the fans are buying in. Mm-hmm. They can't stand him.
Dude.
And he has a manager that helps him out. His manager's kind of entertaining too, yo. That manager.
His manager's very good.
Yeah.
His manager is very good, and I love the seriousness stuff from wrestling. I love that.
You never see no smirks, no goofiness. He's serious, bro.
It's real, but and that's what the main event scene needs.
Yeah.
A little bit of realness, more
roughness,
more tough guys that look like they're real heavyweights. He's gonna fit right in. I'm telling you, you know what I mean? Like, I could see him getting there faster than any other mid-carder right now.
Who do you think has more higher upside, higher ceiling? Him and Karrion Kross. I think it's really close.
Shoot. I might go with Gunther.
I might go with Gunther too.
Yeah, I might go with Gunther.
But Karrion Kross does have that bomb-ass entrance, yo. That spectacle about him.
I love the entrance. I love.
But I think Gunther might win more world titles, yo.
I love it. Yeah, because Gunther's more. He's more traditional, bro. I think he fits that perfect heel champion.
Real talk.
A little better than Karrion. But I think Karrion's gonna be there too.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be in that scene too.
He is. He's in there.
They got a lot of. That's the thing. They got a lot of good heels.
They do. They really do, dog. It's almost all heels. They're top heavyweight heels, yo.
A lot of good heels to choose from, bro. A lot of good heels to choose from.
They really do, though.
Like, this might be one of the best heel rosters they got.
In a while, yeah.
Long time.
They really got a lot of. That's why they need to balance it out with good guys, yo. It's crazy, yo. It's like Drew and Lashley is all they really have on that good guy as far as imposing forces.
Good guy elite, yeah. That's pretty much it.
AJ too. I'm not gonna disrespect AJ.
Actually, is Kevin?
Kevin's kind of back and forth, but Kevin's been mostly good. I'll give Kevin there too.
I think I'll put Kevin in that.
Yeah, but they need a little more, yo.
Yeah, they need. Yeah, you're right. They need a couple more elite good guys that they could choose from because they're using Paul Lashley. He has to carry the U.S. scene, and Drew's already been used to.
He's doing a good job, though. He really is doing a good job. But you could tell this is too low for him. But he's doing a good job.
I really don't like it, but
you could tell this is beneath Lashley, even though he's doing a good job, yo.
I don't like it. I don't like it for him. I don't
It's
like.
beneath them, yo.
But hey, we need someone.
We need a strong person. Why I gotta be him for?
Who else is it gonna be?
Who else is it gonna be? You got Mike Mazen and Miz. You got.
How many times have they used Miz?
Yo, this dude's always making excuses.
Seriously.
When's the last time he's been a champion, a mid card champion? It's been a while.
Come on, dude. This dude
Been like 3-4 years.
Bro, after like a whole decade of us using him as the
real talk. He was the mid card anchor back then.
Yeah, dude. Every time they needed somebody to beat the.
You got Mike Mazenin. You got Riddle. He's not bad in that spot.
Riddle had it not too long ago.
He did. He had it maybe a year ago.
We needed another proven guy to carry it. Lashley's the perfect person.
He's about to fight Seth freaking Rollins for it. Again, they have Rollins and Lashley because the world titles are too occupied. They have to fight for it. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Just to keep the name of it high and alive. But the mid card titles are popping. They really are. They're popping more than ever.
It's unfortunate, but you know what I mean. They gotta hold that spot down right now. And Drew's been used too much, so they definitely gotta find themselves at least one or two pieces who can be explosive good guys. You know what I mean? Hopefully Randy Orton could come back.
Randy's been gone for so long, yo. We can use Randy.
He could be one, yeah, he could be one. And Cody could be the other one.
Cody left a big hole, but he's coming back soon. But Randy might be gone for the rest of the year,
I hope he comes back Royal Rumble or something.
Oh, if he comes back Royal Rumble, Cody's winning the Royal Rumble.
That's what I hope. That's what I hope. I hope that
if he comes back.
That's the only name that really makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else. I mean, maybe Wyatt.
Yeah. That's the thing. You think Wyatt's gonna be baby? I wonder if he's gonna be. I think you have to make him baby.
He might have to be.
Yeah, just to balance it out.
He might have to be. But
he might have to be. There's so many heels, yo.
But my thing is, what direction does he take?
I wonder who's the first person he goes after. Yeah.
What direction does he really take?
Go after Judgment Day? Try to end Judgment Day?
Because if you make him a heel, there's no one big enough for him to face.
Yeah. If you make him a face, he could squash Judgment Day.
I don't even want to see him do that.
That'd be pretty dope.
They're not good enough, though.
They're not good enough. They're really not.
They're not good enough, bro. That's actually one of the worst factions I've ever seen.
Yo, this dude's hating, bro.
No,
They told the great story with Beth Phoenix and they concertoed her. They made Edge say I quit. Finn Balor got a win over him.
Last night, I give it to them. They executed everything.
Dominic is getting a lot of heat. You got to give it to the kid. He's getting a lot of heat.
But it like I said, it's the thing is, it's just shock value heat.
It's shock value. Oh, come on, Sammy. He's getting his heat, dog.
It's not sustainable heat.
Every wrestler wants that type of reaction as a heel. Come on,
it's not sustainable. They're only booing him because they love Bray.
You're absolutely right. Isn't that a testament to Rey Mysterio's greatness?
It is.
Come on, man. You be disrespecting Rey Mysterio's greatness.
No, I don't. Rey's a Hall of Famer.
At the end of the day, Rey Mysterio is a big star.
He's a Hall of Famer. No, Rey's a Hall of Famer.
He really is, though.
I always say that about Rey.
The crowd will take a bullet for him.